Hey everybody, welcome back to Mock the Mock, the internet mock draft show hosted by me, Trevor Sycamore, where we take a look at the latest 2021 NFL mock draft over at the Draft Network. And I picked some selections that, let's just say I didn't fully agree with. I wasn't fully on board with. This week we have Joe Marino's latest mock draft. And I love when Joe puts out mocks because it always gets great conversations going. And we got a conversation that we got to start here at number 6 overall with the Philadelphia Eagles, where Joe has them taking linebacker Micah Parsons. Now, the objective need, it's definitely there for the Eagles. They have to upgrade linebacker at some point this offseason. But with number 6 overall, I'm not so sure that this is the pick, especially given the fact that the Eagles just don't draft linebackers early, even if they've needed help. I still think it's got to be on the offensive side of the ball. We've talked about that before on this show. It's got to be potentially offensive line. Like if Penei Sewell drops to number 6 where the Eagles are picking, that's got to be on the radar, and that's got to be very high on their radar. But if not that, I'm going wide receiver. I think it's got to be wide receiver. And then that's ultimately not even talking about the big elephant in the room that is a potential quarterback selection or what Philadelphia could do at the top there. With all 4 quarterbacks gone, though, it's obviously not a quarterback pick. But in terms of linebacker, I think they can wait a little bit on that. They can go with maybe a Nick Bolton or a Chad Surratt in the second round, a Pete Werner later than that. I think they can address that position later in the draft. Let's get a stud playmaker here on offense for the Philadelphia Eagles. Sticking with the wide receiver bunch, and we'll get to how that relates to this pick in a second. I want to pop down to number 11 overall, where Joe has the New York Giants taking pass rusher Kwity Paye. Now, I think this is a good pick, objectively. I think that Kwity Paye would be a great addition for the New York Giants. But would it be the best pick? There's another pick that I've been thinking about here. And so we're not necessarily mocking this one. Maybe just it's a suggestion in a different realm. I'd think about going wide receiver, especially with the pick selection that they have here. Jalen Waddle was not on the board in this mock, but he could realistically be within range for them to select him. He could be an option. Devontae Smith was on the board. This is a potential option for them. And when I look at this New York Giants wide receiver room, Golden Tate's getting up there in age, going to be making $10 million a year next year, but a lot of the dead money is off of his contract. So they can move on from him if they want, get a different wide receiver in there, get some new juice. And I think that that would be important. The NFC East was abysmal this year because none of these teams could score. They were just low shootouts the entire season. And so would love to see the New York Giants add a premium offensive weapon in the form of a good wide receiver if they have the chance. I'd have thought about Devontae Smith here. Last but not least, the Miami Dolphins at number 18. Now, Joe has them taking Travis Etienne here at number 18. He had them going with Jalen Waddle at number 8 overall because he had them trading with the Carolina Panthers for the Panthers to go up and get Zach Wilson. So they took Jalen Waddle at 8. They got some extra draft capital. I think they could have got a little more out of the Carolina Panthers, if you ask me, because they got an extra 3rd rounder and a 1st round pick next year. But all of that to say, they take Travis Etienne here at number 18. It's too rich for my blood. I think that, yes, they need an upgrade at running back, but it does not have to be at number 18. They can go get a premium linebacker. There could be some good offensive linemen that could still be on the board. Another wide receiver, a different offensive weapon. I know I can't get along with the running back pick. I love Travis Etienne. I really do. I think that he could be a full-time running back. We talked about this last week on this very show when I criticized this kind of a pick for the Arizona Cardinals, but there's just too many good potential running backs in this class to be had on day 2 and day 3 for you to use a premium 1st round, top 20 pick on a running back. I just don't see the value lining up, even though I do like Travis Etienne. That's all the mocking that we are doing this week, but Joe has one more round he's going to be adding. He's already put out rounds 1 and 2 for this mock draft. He has a 3rd round that he is going to be releasing later this week over at thedraftnetwork.com.